Hello guys, welcome to my channel. With the changes are finally out, Caesar pretty much dodged the nerfs. She did receive some small change, but even that change technically can also be considered as a buff and not just as a negative thing. We're gonna go over that very soon. But first I would like to talk about Burnice, because Burnice did receive changes from nerfs and a bit of buffs too. I'm very surprised that Burnice did get these nerfs, but Caesar pretty much dodged them. Speaking of dodging, there is one character that was unable to dodge the nerf, and that one is named Seth. Yes, Seth got an additional nerf. They did nerf his chain attack anomaly build up from 1100.78 to 504.53. This is a pretty significant nerf for Seth, especially when you wanted to have more electric anomaly build up from him. At this point, I'm very surprised why they would nerf Seth this way when Caesar is pretty much in a really good state. I guess because she's a S-rank unit and they just want to push out harder for the new S-rank units over the A-rank option. With this out of the way, let's begin with Burnice's signature V-engine changes. Fortunately, her energy regen on the V-engine is the same as before. Now the V-engine provides a 3.5% damage stack instead of 4%, which it used to be before. So it's gonna go up to 35% instead of 40%. However, she received additional improvements which I would consider the buff. So now when she's off field, the stack gain from the damage boost is doubled. So you're gonna get 10 stacks much faster than before. And also when she has 5 stacks or more, she will get 50 points of anomaly proficiency. This bonus cannot stack and lasts for 6 seconds. So the trade-off was 5% damage boost for an extra 50 points of anomaly proficiency, and also you do get the stacks faster off field. Now let's talk about Burnice's core kit changes. They have changed her core passive. When Burnice consumes energy, she accumulates fuel points up to 100 points. This is the same. However, now for every 1 energy point consumed, she will accumulate 1.4 ignition points instead of 2. So this is a nerf because now you're going to get these points slower than before. It is unfortunate. Now let's also go over additional changes for Burnice of her base kit. Her core off-field damage now deals 350% motion value. Previously, it used to be 320%, and it built 60 anomaly build-up instead of 75. Overall, this is a nerf to her as an anomaly character because you want to build anomaly as quickly as possible. I do find it odd they do buff motion values because how much is that gonna help over losing straight up this anomaly build-up? And they did something similar to her X special attacks as well, both versions of it, single and double take. They did buff the motion values, but they did nerf the anomaly build-up from 75 to 65%. Maybe Hoyo thinks that some people are going to try to play Burnice crit build and not anomaly or something, and that's why they give her these motion value buffs. I don't know, it just kind of odd to me. Personally, I would say this is pretty much a nerf to her anomaly build because you're gonna do less anomaly build up. Now we can also go talk about Caesar changes, which are very short. By the way, it's literally just one sentence. Caesar now consumes 1 parry point to use a charged basic attack. Yeah, that's it. That's her quote-unquote nerf. This change is basically good and bad for Caesar. Let's talk about the bad part first. It's only bad if you're not consistently stunning enemies to get the parry points. But do remember that in Caesar's case, she's a pretty good stunner, so you're gonna get stuns, chain attacks anyway to have these parry points available for her to do her hold basic attack. This hold basic attack is basically the shield throw, and she can basically parry her own attack, and now this parry costs a parry point. In my opinion, this makes sense in the first place because all forms of parry attack when you parry enemies cost a parry point. So why her own parrying her own attack, that is, would not cost a parry point? So in that regard, it's more like it makes sense to me than a nerf. But the good thing about this is that now, since it's pretty much an actual parry because it consumes a parry point, it should also give you more decibel rating. which will get you your ults faster. So that's, I believe, also should be a positive out of this. But generally, this is not really a nerf for Caesar. If you play properly / normally with her, you will have more than enough parry points to do this anyway. And also, there was supposedly another change for Caesar, that now her additional passive, which is called Fighting Spirit, will also activate when you're using her hold normal attack, which is the self parry thing with the shield throw. So this is basically a buff, quality of life change. Now Caesar has more ways to apply this debuff on the enemy, like at least let's say an extra way. So as you can see with Caesar, she's pretty much untouched. She keeps that 1000 attack buff and all other goodies that she has. So she's very good. Now that we're done with the character changes, there was also one drive disc change. Chaos Jazz also received some changes. As you can see, the old set and the new set, they almost look identical. The only difference, which is relatively big difference, is that when off field, the damage caused by X special attack or assist attack is increased by 20%. So now they also added assist attack and not just X special attack. I assume this is done for a possible future upcoming electric anomaly unit. So overall with these changes, I'm very surprised. I was really expecting to some extent that Caesar would receive some more significant nerfs, perhaps getting attack reduced from 1000 to 500 to 800 range, but decided to keep it 1000 with all other goodies that she already has in the kit. So Caesar as of right now, it's pretty amazing, very good unit. Playing with Caesar is going to be relatively comfortable, and if you have a skill issue or just want to make the game easier, she's definitely going to help you with that, along with all the nice buffs and damage boosts and stuff she provides. She's pretty good, very good. Regarding Burnice, her V engine received a very nice buff, but in return they nerfed some of her base kit, so I'm kind of worried that maybe she will be more dependent on the V engine than before, but we'll have to test that one out. And the biggest loser out of all of this, unfortunately, I would say it's probably Seth, because Seth was kind of already getting already swept aside by Caesar, and now with this additional nerf on top, it just kind of makes a bigger, larger gap between Caesar and Seth. However, for Seth, at least some ray of hope for Seth, or maybe copy him at this point. I do believe that Seth will still be a fine option for electric normally based teams, so you play around the element and get most out of it with Seth. But outside of that, at this point, I would confidently say that Caesar just seems to be a straight up superior option. It is what it is, I guess, and that's going to be it for this video. As always, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask me in the comments down below, or even better, feel free to ask me on my streams. I stream every single day on Twitch/YouTube. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I wish you a wonderful day and see you in the next video.